Test 1, 2. This guy's our number 1. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Auburndale, Florida, for today's broadcast of NJCU University baseball here on the Green and Gold Network. Today, we bring you Games 6 and 7 of the 2012 spring trip at the Russ Madden Invitational, as the Gothic Knights take on the Rams of Framingham State University out of Framingham, Massachusetts, a member of the Mascot Conference. NJCU now 4-2 on the year, winners of 3 straight and 4-1 on this year's Florida trip, coming off a come-from-behind 10-8 win over Mount St. Mary yesterday in Lakeland, where NJCU scored 6 times in the 8th to overcome an initial 5-run deficit. Framingham was 1-5 overall, losing 9-6 yesterday to Transylvania of Kentucky. And we joined you a few moments late here as we had some difficulty getting on the air. We do apologize for that. Good Friday morning, everyone. I'm Thor, Sports Information Director at NJCU University, and today we're here in Auburndale at Lake Myrtle Park, field number 3, better known as Legoland Field. It's a beautiful day for baseball. Sunny skies, 72 degrees at game time, and the Gothic Knights and the Rams of Framingham taking on each other today in a pair of 7-inning non-conference games. NJCU plays 2 today, 1 tomorrow to close this year's Florida trip. And we'll give you the lineups here, and NJCU is the visiting team. They already batted in the top of the first. We'll give you a recap of that momentarily. We have 1 away here in the bottom of the first inning. The batter is the designated hitter, Matthew Roberge. In the bottom of the first here, Ivan Clone, the second baseman, led off with a single. He was drawn out at second on a fielder's choice, a 1-6, before the next batter, the left fielder William Crofton, was hit by a pitch. And the current batter is Matthew Roberge, the designated hitter for the Rams. 2 balls and no strikes. The starting pitcher today for the Gothic Knights is sophomore left-hander Delio Catino, his second start of the trip. He struck out 17 batters in about 12 innings of work in his career. And a 2-1 strike here. 2-1 count. I'm just trying to get everything settled here as we had a lot of difficulty getting on the air. But we are set to bring you 14 innings of baseball here today. Catino, foul tip against Roberge. In the first inning, Mike Martucci lined out to right field, a diving catch by the right fielder Matthew Gerard for the Rams. Mike Patterson lined out to center. Alex Weinstein hit a double deep into the left center field gap before Andrew Rivera was struck out looking to end the inning. And now the 4th batter up here for the Rams. And we'll give you the Gothic Knight defensive alignment in a moment. That's fouled away. It's 2-2. Delio Catino gets the start on the mound, and Ryan Winters, who caught him at Sussex County Community College, catches him again today. Ryan Winters, the leading hitter on the team right now. He was the designated hitter yesterday. There's a time called here by the home plate umpire today, who is John Applegrand. Kyle Clank is the field umpire. Alex Weinstein plays first for the Knights. Juan Cruz gets his first career start at second base. He was the starter at third base the last few games. Mike Martucci at short with Stefan Segan at third. 2-2 pitch. Ground ball. Segan steps on third, throws across the diamond in time for the 5-5-3 double play. And Diego Catino gets out of trouble here in the bottom of the first inning. So a 5-5-3 GDP if you're scoring at home. Gill retired at third. And in the first inning for the Rams, no runs, 1 hit, 1 left on base. Finished the defensive line here for the Gothic Knights. Andrew Rivera in left field, Mike Patterson in center with Matt Wagner in right, the same lineup as you have seen the last few games. For Framingham, who is now taking the field here in the top of the second inning, the starting pitcher is number 11, Matt Decatur, who is a sophomore right-hander, 5'10", 180 pounds, and he makes his home in Winthrop, Massachusetts, and he's throwing today to number 16, Anthony Iafola. Iafola is a sophomore, 5'11", 210-pounder from Medfield, Massachusetts. The first baseman is number 20, John Gill. Ivan Colon plays second base with Cameron Couillard at short and Justin Foreman playing third. William Crofton is the left fielder. Christopher Bladell is the center fielder with Matthew Gerard, who's already made one nice play today, in right. The lineup here for NJCU. Mike Martucci leads off, plays short, with Michael Patterson batting second in center field. Alex Weinstein is the first baseman. Andrew Rivera, the cleanup hitter, playing left. Ryan Winters, who will hit first here in the second inning, batting .600 early on this year, is catching and batting fifth. Juan Cruz batting sixth and playing second base. Stefan Segan in the seventh hole, batting seventh and playing third, as we said. Rob Roman gets his first start of the year as designated hitter. He's been the second baseman all season. He bats eighth today. And Matt Wagner bats ninth, and he plays right field. So Winters now will lead off for the Gothic Knights here in the second inning. And first pitch to Ryan Winters, the junior from Hackettstown, New Jersey, is a called strike. Winters in the air, right center field, and that is going to fall for a base hit. Ryan Winters, he's going to go try to stretch this into a double, and he slides safely into second base. Winters got the go sign from first base coach Matt Soleno, and Ryan Winters with his first career double, and the Gothic Knights have a runner at second base to open things up here, and Winters taking a moment to tie his shoe at second base. And Ryan Winters, all he does is make contact. You're going to stay in the lineup if you continue to make contact, and that's what he does. Juan Cruz, the batter, now is batting average up to .267. He had a pair of hits yesterday, none bigger than his two-run double in the bottom of the eighth inning. That tied the game. And his bunt is foul. The Gothic Knights are in the first base dugout today. They will be the visiting team in Game 1 and the home team in Game 2. We have a low-flying plane over the field. Cruz also came around yesterday and scored the 10th run when Rob Roman had the two-run single to center that capped the 6-run rally. Ground ball to second. Clone is there. He gathers, throws to first in time, moving Winters over to third. So a productive ground ball out by Cruz. And with one away, that would bring up Stefan Segan. He's hitting just .167 in limited action behind a couple of gentlemen at third base this year. He's sharing a position there with Cruz and Bastillo, so Segan's really behind a few players defensively there. He's seen some time as a designated hitter, as a pinch hitter, and trying to get his bat going now. And the first pitch to Segan is ball one. Stefan Segan, a 5'8" freshman out of North Bergen, New Jersey, Hudson Catholic High School. He is a criminal justice major for the Knights. That's a called strike. 1 ball and 1 strike. NJCU winners for 3 in a row. Segan on the season. 2 hits and 12 at-bats. 2 runs scored, no RBIs. For Ryan Winters, that was his 10th hit of the season and 16 at-bats. Segan fouls it off in front of us. And count is 2 balls and 2 strikes. For Winters, by the way, that was his first extra base hit as a member of the Knights. His first 9 hits were all doubles, or were all singles. Swing and a miss, and Segan goes down for the second out. So that eliminates the potential sacrifice fly. And that will bring up yesterday's hero, Rob Roman, on a day where the Gothic Knights committed 7 errors yesterday and still won a game. We have computerized stats that go all the way back to the year 2000. That is by far, as Roman takes strike 1, the most errors the Gothic Knights have committed in the game and still won. It's actually the most errors, period, in any scenario, as Rob Roman looked like it actually hit the bat there, but umpire John Applegren is saying that it did nick Roman's fingers. And that will get a conversation here from Framingham State coach Brian Blumsack in his 5th year as skipper of the Rams. So with runners in the corners and 1 away, or 2 away I should say, here in the top of inning number 2, they'll bring up Matt Wagner. His average now at .333, but he's 0 for his last 6. Yesterday's starting pitcher for the Knights, Nelson Maldonado, helping us out here in the booth today on camera on his off day. Maldonado was not really helped out much by his defense yesterday. Gave up 3 unearned runs. But he got to no decisions. His record's still 1-0 on the year. And that's eye level for ball 1. That's just high. So it's 2-2. Or 2-0, I should say. Today, Coutinho, who's theoretically the number 2 pitcher for the Knights, goes against Decato, who is the number 2 for the Rams. So it's a pair of 2s matching up here. Pedro Garcia, the Gothic Knight left-hander, is the likely starter in game 2. That's in the air, straight away center field, and it's right at the center fielder, Blydell, and that's going to end the inning. Wagner hit it well, but right at a position player, and the line out ends the top of the 2nd inning as the Gothic Knights leave 2 runners on. Winters led off with a double, but the Gothic Knights could not capitalize, and he gets stranded at 3rd. 2nd inning for NJCU, no runs, 1 hit, 2 left on. We head to the bottom of the 2nd inning here in game 1, a 7-inning game, just as a reminder, and the score is scoreless. Bottom of the second inning here in Auburndale, Florida. Ira Thor with you on the Green and Gold Network as the Gothic Knights take on the Rams of Framingham State College, a pair of state schools meeting up here today. Last time on this trip that NJCU faced another state school was on Monday when the Gothic Knights defeated Rhode Island College 10-1, the defending Little East Conference champions. That's fouled away. One ball and two strikes. Catino now 19 pitches, better than 60% for strikes. Got him! First strikeout of the game for Delio Catino. Gets Blydell looking on the inside corner for the first out. That will bring up the third baseman, number 18, Justin Foreman. Foreman is a junior 6'3", 205-pounder from Watertown, Massachusetts. And at 6'3", he is the tallest player in the Rams lineup. And first pitch to Foreman is a called strike. Strike two to Foreman. Swing and a miss, back-to-back Ks for Catino. And Delio Catino now in exactly 12 innings of work as a pitcher at NJCU has a mind-boggling 19 strikeouts. So two away, and that will bring up the catcher, Iafola. First pitch to Iafola is a ball. Iafola, the number 7 batter in the lineup, sophomore from Medford, Massachusetts. Belt high strike, 1 ball, 1 strike. Catino says he really was never a strikeout pitcher. It's kind of just happening. When we had him on air the other day during the, I believe it was the Leslie game, he really said he didn't describe himself as an overpowering strikeout pitcher. Yeah, it's 3-1, but right now he's right up there as among the leaders in the New Jersey Athletic Conference in that category. Trying to pick up his first win. Inside corner with the fastball, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Catino comes in though with a 4.22 ERA. Was a hard luck loser in the game against McDaniel on Sunday, as that's ball 4. And Catino walks just his 7th batter of the season versus those 19 strikeouts. So 2 away, runner at first, and that will bring up the right fielder, Gerard. Matthew Gerard is a freshman out of Milford, Massachusetts, 5'8", 155 pounds. That ball is fouled, and it's probably going to be on one of the adjacent fields. When we say hard luck loser, in that game on Sunday, Catino struck out 10. He allowed just 3 runs, and as a college pitcher, if you do that, you expect to win those games. Gothic Knights just couldn't get the bat going. In the air to right field, it's going to fall in front of Matt Wagner, and it's going to advance Iafola to second base. So 2 away, and that will bring up the number 9 hitter, the shortstop, Couliard. He's a freshman as well, 5'8", 160 pounds from North Andover, Massachusetts. And the first pitch to Couliard, who's hitting 167 entering today's game, is a ball. The stats I have do not include one game from this trip. I believe the Transylvania game was the only game that has not been compiled yet. But a pretty good sampling of what the Rams have done. That's called strike. Outside part of the plate. 1 ball and 1 strike. Framingham is 1-5 on the year. But the last few games have all been close. That's ball. It's 2-1. 9-6 losers to a good Transylvania team yesterday. 9-6 winners over Edgewood on Tuesday. Like the Knights, Framingham with Wednesday off. They played 2 games against St. Joe's College of Maine on the 12th, on Monday. That's low. St. Joe's of Maine, a perennial NCAA team, defeated the Rams 9-4 in Game 1, 5-3 in Game 2. The Rams opened the season losing a pair of games to Anna Maria College, 10-2 and 11-2. That's ball 4. So 2 walks and a single scattered in between. And with 2 away, I'll have Ryan Winters come out and have a discussion with his pitcher. And we're back to the top of the lineup for the second baseman, Ivan Colon, who singled in the first inning. And pitching coach Nick Cesar also out to have a conversation. As after a couple quick strikeouts, a walk to Ira Fuller, who's at third, a single to shallow right field by Gerard, and now a walk to Couillard has loaded the bases, and Framingham threatening here in the bottom of the second inning here in Game 1. So Coutinho in his first jam of the day. And we'll see how Coutinho deals with this. One of the pitchers that the Gothic Knights are going to rely heavily on as a conference starter as this year goes on. Swing and a miss to Colon as he got in front of him, I believe, with a changeup. You know, as if you're a conference starter in the New Jersey Athletic Conference, that says a lot about your ability. A league that has won 25% of all national champions in the history of Division III. That's strike 2. Obviously, Kane being the most recent. Kane right now the number 2 ranked team in the country. Rowan University, number 6 in the country right now. Rowan actually took its first loss of the year yesterday after 10 straight wins, losing to Piedmont. Swing and a miss, and Coutinho gets out of trouble with the K. Strikes out all 3 outs here in the bottom of the second inning. He decided to make it a little interesting with 2 walks and a single in between, but no harm done, and the bases are left loaded. In the second inning for Framingham State, no runs, 1 hit, and the bases left full. We head to the third inning. No score, Game 1 between the Gothic Knights and the Rams. Top of the third inning here in Auburndale, Florida. Lake Myrtle Park Field number 3, better known as Legoland Field. And it'll be Mike Martucci, the leadoff hitter, number 1 hitter in the lineup for the Knights. And Martucci was 5 for 5 yesterday. Grounds that to the third baseman. Foreman throws in the dirt. And Martucci's going to be safe on the 85. That's a play that Foreman should make. And Martucci 0 for 2 today after a 5 for 5 effort yesterday, including 3 doubles. But he's aboard here with no one out, and that will bring up Mike Patterson. Patterson, who lined out to center field in the first inning, comes to the plate, and Martucci clearly a threat to run, and we'll see how Framingham deals with him. Patterson, weakly hit ball. Foreman is there. Looks to second. Throws to first. Patterson dives in head first. He is out 5-3. That moves Martucci in the scoring position with 1 away. So I'll bring up Weinstein, who's already doubled. Weinstein starting to really heat up at the plate. He homered yesterday, the first homer of the season for the Gothic Knights. His first home run as an NJCU player after redshirting last year at Division I St. Peter's. And that's chest high, ball 1. Special thank you to Nick Cesar's father, our pitching coach's father, Bob Cesar, for coffee. Yet again, he's been caffeinating me here on the trip. That's ball 2. And when you wake up at 5:30 every day for these 9 o'clock games, nothing like a cup of joe. 2 balls and no strikes. That's belt high, so it's 2-1. See, I'm used to waking up at about 6 o'clock at home and get my kids breakfast, but while they're eating, I go back and lay down on the couch for 20 minutes and get a quick nap. Can't do that here. Just low. Weinstein with a good idea. It's 3-1. Weinstein, after his day yesterday, including the 2-run homer, is now second on the team with 6 RBIs to match Rob Roman. There goes Martucci, swing and a miss. The throw to third is not in time. That is the 6th stolen base of the year for Martucci in as many attempts. And a swing and a miss by Weinstein makes it a 3-2 count. Just 1 away here. Martucci, standing 90 feet away. He has already scored 6 times this year. That matches Patterson and Wagner for the team high. That's fouled back beyond us. Lake Myrtle Field is similar to some of the other parks that we've been on this trip. Probably the most clear example would be, as that's hit in the air to center field, it looks like it might bloop. Coming in and making a catch is Blydell. Martucci's going to, well, a little closer than I thought it would be. I thought he was going to score standing up. It was a great throw by the center fielder, and he slides in, and he gets his hand on the base in between the feet of the catcher IFO just before he could apply the tag. So a sacrifice fly by Alex Weinstein on a play that was closer than it first appeared it would be. And the Gothic Knights jump out to a 1-0 lead, taking advantage of the leadoff error. That is an unearned run because the inning should have been over. So a sacrifice fly and an RBI by Weinstein. Martucci with his team-leading 7th run of the year. Now with 2 away, that will bring up the left fielder Rivera, hitting .269. Rivera struck out looking in the bottom, or I should say the top of the first inning. I'm just used to saying the bottom because Gothic Knights have been the home team in so many games. There's an appeal at third base to try to see if Martucci had left early, and he did not. So the run stands, and it's 1-0 NJCU. And the pitch is high. We have to thank Framingham State pitcher Felipe Barahona, who's doing the scoreboard for us here in the booth. Rivera in the air, down the right field line, and it is foul into the corner and out of play. A long foul ball for Rivera, bidding for his first home run of the season. Apparently, we have a couple guys wearing number 30. In the booth today is Taylor Spaulding, a freshman pitcher out of Westboro, Massachusetts. Going to try to get a little insight as where Framingham State is geographically in between innings. That's off the plate. 2 balls and 1 strike. Framingham is a member of the Massachusetts State College Athletic Conference, the MASCAC. Rivera fouls that off onto a field to our left. I believe that's the field that Charleston is on. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. Chopped on the ground. Cologne is there. High hop gathers, throws to first in time, and the inning is over. So a 4-3 ground out for Rivera, and in the 3rd inning for New Jersey City, 1 run. There were no hits, capitalizing on a leadoff error, and nobody left on base. 2.5 gone by here in Game 1. New Jersey City leading Framingham 1-0. Bottom of the 3rd inning, Gothic Knights leading 1-0. Taylor, the pitcher for Framingham, who's helping us out here doing the scoreboard, has told me that the university is located just near Boston, and there are 8 teams in the MASCAC. Bridgewater State, obviously being one of the most successful over the years. Fitchburg State's a very good program as well. And also in the league with Framingham is MCLA, Massachusetts Maritime, Salem State, which is a pretty good program in all sports, Westfield State, another pretty decent program, and Worcester State. We actually were in the same restaurant last night as Worcester State. I know a few of their personnel, including their pitching coach, Neil Portnoy. We were having this conversation with them yesterday. And the first baseman, Gill, who was hitting .429, leading off here, and he takes a called strike by Coutinho, who's got 3 strikeouts already, striking out 3 batters in the 2nd inning. Check swing, and he did not go around, so 1 ball, 1 strike. I think let's play 2 today, and then they finish up the trip tomorrow right here in Auburndale against Sewanee University of the South, and Gill swings through that 1 ball and 2 strikes. Gothic Knights softball team is at the airport in Fort Myers after a 4-4 trip, including 3 one-run losses, and they're on their way back to Jersey. Swing and a miss. 4th strikeout by Coutinho, got him with the curveball. 1 away here in the 3rd, and I'll bring up the left fielder Crofton. Crofton was hit by a pitch before the inning ended on a 5-5-3 double play. Gothic Knights tomorrow will open their softball home slate against Hunter College. First pitch is a ball. Be a busy day of Gothic Knight athletics. The men's volleyball team is also home in a tri-match taking on Riviera College, the number 10 ranked team in the country, and Vassar College, as that one is hit in the air down the right field line. It's going to be a fair ball, and rolling on about 5 hops onto the warning track, and Crofton will be at second base with a stand-up double. Third hit for the Rams. That is their first extra base hit. And with one away, that will bring up the designated hitter Roberge, who's now hitting .533 on the season. But he grounded into the double play that ended the first inning. So volleyball tomorrow against number 10 ranked Riviere and number 11 ranked Vassar College. That's in the air deep down the left field line, but it's foul. And if that wasn't enough action for you, the bowling team ranked 12th in the country in Division 1, 2, and 3 in their last tournament of the year before the Northeast Conference Championship. They're in Nashville, Tennessee today, tomorrow, and Sunday at Vanderbilt University. That's eye level, 1-1. In the Music City Classic, it's one of the most competitive tournaments in the country. The Gothic Knights will face a number of teams that are ranked in the top 20 poll. And Roberge asked for time. It was not granted. That's a ball. It's 2-1. Gothic Knights probably not in the equation right now for an NCAA bid. And after making the NCAA tournament in the first 7 years that the championship was sponsored, unless NJCU just has a great turnaround the last couple weeks. Throw back to second base is wide of second base and in the center field, but backed up nicely by Patterson, and that prevents Crofton from going anywhere. A good throw, and they potentially would have had Crofton in a close play there. But unless something turns around with bowling, it looks like the Knights' season will end after the Northeast Conference Championship, missing the NCAAs for the second year in a row. That's hit in the air, foul off to our right, and out of play. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Runner at second base with 1 out. Bottom of inning number 3. Light breeze starting to blow. That's fouled off behind us. Remains 2-2. That was the 50th pitch thrown by Catino. But he's had high pitch counts most of the year. He's been able to do that because he's been striking players out. That's in the air again. Foul off to our right. That one lands beyond the Gothic Knight bullpen. Roberge, a cleanup hitter, battling Catino here. Tying run standing at second base. Chopper, right back to Catino, over his head. Martucci can't handle the slow roller. And safe with an infield single is Roberge, and that moves Crofton over to third with just 1 away. So Roberge battled for a long time there, and it paid off as a chopper infield single, and runners on the corners for the Rams. And that will bring up the center fielder Blydell, hitting just .056 in the early going. He struck out looking in the second inning. Grounder, cruises there, flipped to Martucci to throw on the first is in time for the inning-ending double play. Second time the Gothic Knights have got a double play to get out of an inning today, as Blydell grounds the first pitch over to Cruz, making his first career start at second. A 4-6-3 double play, and the Gothic Knights get out of a jam here in the third inning. So a 4.63 GDP for Bladell if you're scoring at home. Roberge is retired, and the Rams do not score. Third inning for Framingham. No runs, 2 hits, 1 left on base. 3 innings in the books here in Game 1 in Auburndale, Florida. Gothic Knights leading 1-0. Top of the 4th inning now, and Ryan Winters, who doubled and was stranded at third, leads off, now hitting .625. And the first pitch to Winters is a called strike. Ryan Winters majors undeclared, the 5'10" junior from Hackettstown, fouls that off to our left. As I said before, Winters, who works in my office when baseball season is not going on, he helps us do stats during and video during basketball season, runs the scoreboard during soccer season. Going to start today at catcher after being DH yesterday. Swing and a miss, and a rare strikeout for Winters for the first out. So 1 away as he goes down on the curveball. That will bring up Cruzy, second baseman, who will help start that 4.63 inning-ending double play, and his average up now to 250 on the season. All 4 hits he's had as a Gothic Knight have come in the last 2 games. Today he's grounded out to second base. And first pitch is a called strike. Next pitch will be the 50th for Decatur. Swing and a miss. Got out in front of Cruz there. No balls and 2 strikes. Sun is starting to warm up a little bit. I'm going to shed the warm-up pants that I'm wearing pretty soon. And yes, there are shorts underneath. That ball is in the dirt. I'm staring at a bottle of Coppertone, and at some point I'm going to have to apply that to the back of my neck. Swing and a miss. Second straight strikeout for Decatur. 2 away. Decatur, who lost his first game of the season. In 4 innings, he allowed 3 runs, but none of them were earned. 3 hits. He struck out 5, walked 4. He's got an 0-1 record in the year, an ERA of 0. Stefan Segan grounds one off the pitcher to the second baseman, Cologne. And on the first, as Segan swings at the first pitch. And that is a 1-4-3 putout. Just your regular routine 1-4-3 putout. So the Gothic Knights go in order here in the top of the 4th inning. No runs, no hits, and nobody left on. Coppertone time for me. Gothic Knights leading 1-0. bottom of the fourth inning now, Foreman will get a leadoff hitter. As Framingham trying to get a run on the board, they trail 1-0. Gothic Knights. This is their 6th game of the trip. They are 4-1 so far. 7th game for the Rams. They are 1-5. But have played some close games and got another close one today. It's low. It's 2-1. Had some fun in the van over this morning. There's some fun tweets. If you go to our Twitter page, that's fouled off and back onto the field of play. For example, Matt Wagner set a school record today with 12 sneezes in a little over 2 minutes. Hashtag, yesterday's win was sick. And it was if you were watching that game. That's chopped to the left of third base. Segan bare hands it, easy for me to say. And it remains 2-2. If you were watching yesterday, it looked like the Gothic Knights were going to suffer their 3rd loss of the year, but 6 runs in the bottom of the 8th inning as 10 men came to the plate. That's hit sharply to left field and over the head of Rivera, and it's going to bounce off the wall in 3 hops. Foreman rounds first, he goes to second. It's a stand-up double, and the Rams have the leadoff hitter on. As the 2nd double for Framingham, their 5th hit overall. They actually have 5 two-edged hits right now. And that would bring up the catcher, Iafola, batting .231. He walked and was stranded at second base. Actually went to third, and that was in the 2nd inning. That was the inning where the Rams left the bases full. Coutinho striking out 3 batters in that frame. Swing and a miss. Trying to rip that fastball. It's off the plate. 1-1. At some point, either in game 1 or game 2, we're going to have a conversation with Nelson Maldonado. We'll try to see if we can do that during the 5th or 6th inning today, as we've brought all of our pitchers on for a little talk. Alex Weinstein, Ryan Winters out to have a conversation with Diego Coutinho. Weinstein's mom, Maria, I believe brought food for the entire team for lunch in between the 2 games today. Two-one pitch, fastball right over the middle of the plate, and it's 2-2. I have lost my iPhone. Uh-oh. Oh, here it is. Swing and a miss. 4th strikeout by Coutinho, and that's the 1st out here in the 4th inning. Correction, 5th strikeout, as he did strike out Gill to start the 3rd. So Coutinho, 22 strikeouts on the season. Two strikeouts in 14 innings. Gerard at the plate now. Nice curveball by Coutinho for strike 1. Gerard now hitting .333. He singled in the 2nd inning. He's one of the 5 Framingham hits. That's low. Hello to Rusty Egan, Sports Information Director at WPI, Worcester Polytech Institute. Good buddy of mine is watching and listening to today's game. It's got your text. That's fouled off to my right. 1 ball and 2 strikes. And Rusty's wife, I did not know this, works at Framingham State. So hello to my friends, the Eagans in Massachusetts. Carrie Egan. That's hit in the air to right field. Wagner is going to play it on a hop. Stopping at third base is Foreman as the throw comes in to Alex Weinstein, and with 1 away, the Rams again have something going with runners on the corners. So a single to right, Foreman stops at third, and that brings up the shortstop Couillard, hitting 167 overall, but with a chance to tie this game. Fly ball would do the trick. He walked in the 2nd inning. Pitch by Coutinho is low. Say hello to NJCU Hall of Fame committee member Dave Armstrong, watching today's game in Maryland, who bowled a 268 yesterday. Yeah, buddy. Throw back to first. In standing is Gerard. Dave Armstrong was very impressive. It takes me 3 games to bowl a 268. I mean, not quite that many, but I bow down to you. And as a ball, 70th pitch by Coutinho. His strike ratio, though, is starting to decline a little bit. He's now at 43 strikes out of that 70 count. 2 balls, no strikes. Gerard at first, Foreman at third. Gotham at the lead, 1-0. Bet high strike. 2 balls and 1 strike. 1 run, 2 hits, no errors for NJCU, no runs, 6 hits, and 1 costly error for the Rams, which helped to contribute to the Gothic Knights' solo run in the top of the 3rd inning. Check swing. He did not go around, and the count is 3-1. Swing and a miss, 3-2, and the count is full. So Coutinho, the payoff pitch, looks at first, looks again. There goes the runner Gerard, and it's ball 4. And the bases are full of Rams with 1 away, and that will bring up the leadoff hitter in the lineup, the 2nd baseman Ivan Colon. Colon singled and struck out. He is 1 for 2, batting .467 on the season. Trying to hear the crowd from some of the games that are adjacent to this field. Curveball is in the dirt, blocked by Winters. Swing and a miss, 1-1. Rusty Egan tells me that Westboro, Massachusetts, where our scoreboard operator says Taylor Spalding is from, The high school AD there, Joanne DeCarlo, is a former WPI field hockey and softball coach. Rusty Egan with the tidbits of information. That's lined over a diving Segan and into left field. Rivera's going to get there quickly and limit the Rams to 1 run. However, it's a game-tying single for Cologne. And we are tied at 1, and the bases remain full here with 1 out in the bottom of the 4th inning. So everyone advances the base. Foreman scores, and that will bring up the first baseman, Gill, who is 0 for 2, batting .375. He reached infielder's choice and struck out swinging in inning number 3. Fastball is a called strike. Inside, 1-1. Right off the plate, Ryan Winters doing a nice job of gathering that one, preventing a wild pitch. Come on, Dilio. 2-1 pitch by Catino. At the knees for a called strike. 2 balls and 2 strikes. 1 away. We are tied at 1. Framingham has 7 hits. The Knights just 2. Unable to get the bat going as well as it did the last few games. 10 runs, 12 runs, and 10 runs in the last 3 games. In the dirt, Winters blocks it with his chest. Catino comes forward to cover the plate, and that will prevent Gerard from advancing from third base. But that was ball 3, so it's full count now. 3-2, nowhere to put Gill. Getting air foul. So after the foul ball, it remains 3-2. Big pitch coming here by Catino yet again. We are tied at 1. Catino steps off. Catino deals, and that is ball 4. And Catino looks like he's hurt. He's holding his left elbow. And that will bring Cesar, the Gothic Knight pitching coach, to check on Catino. That is not something that the Gothic Knights can have happen if they're going to be successful this year. Need Delio Catino out there on the mound, and it looks like he is hurt. Jerry Smith, the head coach for the Knights, out to check on Catino. As the Knights check on Catino, Gerard scoring on that walk. And it's 2-1, and the Rams have taken a 2-1 lead here in this inning with 2 runs home on a single and a walk. 3 hits, 2 walks in this inning, still just 1 away. And that's going to be it for Catino. He was out of this game with an apparent elbow injury. pitcher for NJCU, I believe, is Kevin DeMoro. Nelson Maldonado is going to go check on Coutinho to see how much pain he's in. Hopefully it's just a cramp. But the new pitcher for the Gothic Knights is number 20, freshman Kevin DeMoro, who's also played second base this year. DeMoro also seen some time in right out of Kearney, New Jersey. Kearney High School, major is undeclared. He's 5'10", 155-pounder, throws hard. One of the pitchers in the bid for the closing spot this year as a freshman. That just shows how good his stuff is. So we're going to take a break. Here is DeMoro warms up. 2-1 Framingham State leads. We'll be right back.
They do indeed turn it. As Alex Weinstein with a play to the plate, Winters steps on the plate for the force, throws back to first, and the damage is limited to 2 runs. A 3-2-3 double play. Third double play of the game turned by the Gothic Knights, and it could not have come in a more crucial situation. So DeMoro comes in, and he gets the job done. Crofton retired 3-2-3 on the GDP, and Collier is out at the plate. 4th inning for the Rams, 2 runs on 3 hits. 2 left on this time, and after 4 innings of play, it's 2-1 here in Game 1. Framingham leading NJCU. Rob Roman swings the first pitch. Tough play by the pitcher, and he is not in time. The throw pulls Roman off the bag. It's an infield single for Rob Roman, as the Cato had a very difficult play there trying to gather it and throw from his knees. So the first pitch swinging single for Rob Roman. Third hit for NJCU. That'll bring up Matt Wagner now over his last 7. He lined out to center field. And that ended the second inning. And we have a graphic with the score on the screen. We hope you enjoy that. Right, the Wagner, thank you to my buddy Bob Lowe in North Carolina, who gave me tidbits on how to get that graphic up there, and I appreciate the insight. And I say I know everything, and I clearly do not. Moral of the story is always nice to have some margin. Copper towards second. Cologne tries to tag him. The throw to first is in time. Barely. And Wagner now is down. And he looks like he's shaken up. As first base coach Matt Saleno on the check with Wagner. Tag was not in time for Roman to save second. And Wagner. Is really upset here. I wonder if he was tripped up unintentionally there by the first baseman Gill. So Wagner 4-3. Roman advances, and that brings up the leadoff hitter Martucci, who is 0 for 2 today, but he reached on error and scored the Gothic Knights' only run in the 3rd inning. Big at bat here for Martucci, his single to tie the game. Side. 58 pitches by Tato, 40 against the strike, so a good outing for him. Number 2 pitcher on the Rams. Ground ball at the shortstop, gathered by Collier to throw in time for the second out. Roman goes to third. That brings up Mike Patterson, the Gothic Knights junior center fielder, transfer from Montclair State. 375, he's 0 for 2 today. Top of the 5th inning. Ball. Jerry Smith, who was watching today's game and took her all week, but she figured out how to use the Facebook chat, the Ustream chat. We welcome you to the broadcast. You're enjoying today's game. Take good care of your husband down here. Gotten in very little trouble. Mr. Patterson. And it hit him. And Mike Patterson takes the base. He moves on, and the Gothic Knights have runners with 2 outs on the corners for Alex Weinstein. Patterson, the second Gothic Knight hit by pitch today. Roman remains at third. Alex Weinstein, who continues to get it done. He's now hitting .348. 1-for-1 today, a double and a sacrifice fly in the third inning. I feel like telling me my husband is extremely detail-oriented, I'm sure you know already. The amazing amount of work that Thor Weinstein that goes into setting up the lineup card. I believe one of the games in this trip, Coach Smith, Coach Leno, and Coach Thor spent 3 hours going over scenarios to prepare a lineup for the next inning. And it's paying off. The Gothic Knights now 4-1 on this trip. As Weinstein asked for time, I never knew before this trip how much work went into preparing a lineup. Started with a simple 20 to 30-minute thing on the dead run. Call strike 1-1. I mean, you can theoretically put a lineup together in short order, but I like how the thought process goes in. A lot of thought that goes into pushing college baseball. Pitches there. Cato hitting the outside corner to the right-handed hitting Weinstein. And Cato is a strike away from getting out of trouble here in the top of the 5th inning. 1 run, 3 hits, no errors for the Knights. 2 runs, 7 hits, 1 error for the Rams. Top. Foul already. Single back. Rain 1 and 2. Roman at third, Patterson at first. Patterson goes. Hit in the air. Center field. Ranging over and making the catch in the gap is Christopher Blydell. And Decato gets out of trouble here in the 5th inning. And the Gothic Knights are retired. So Alex Weinstein hit the ball, hit it well. The Gothic Knights do not capitalize on the infield leadoff single by Roman. No runs, 1 hit, 2 left on. The Gothic Knights have now stranded 5 Framingham coming up. Leading 2-1, they've stranded 7 on base. We head to the 5th inning stretch. What happens to play 7 innings?
Bottom of the 5th inning here in Auburndale, Florida. Gothic Knights, Game 6 of the Florida trip. They'll play another 7-inning game against Framingham after this one. I believe it's the first ever meeting between the schools. I went back into my record books and did not see a previous meeting, but there are some gaps. First modern meeting between these schools. First pitch of this inning by DeMoro is a strike. DeMoro throws hard. He throws strikes, and that's one of the reasons that he is in the conversation to be the team's closer this year. As he balls 2-1. Ironically, a starting pitcher earned the save yesterday. Wendell Rodriguez on his bullpen throw day came in, threw 18 pitches in the ninth inning, faced 4 batters, and was able to get the save in the 10-8 win over Mount St. Mary. Chopper over the pitcher's mound. Martucci comes in near second base, throws, and that is in time to retire Roberge, the cleanup hitter in the lineup for the Rams. 1 away. And that will bring up the center fielder Blydell, who made the catch in the gap that ended the threat for the Gothic Knights in the top of the 5th inning. Blydell today 0 for 2. He grounded into a double play in the 3rd inning. He also struck out looking. Fouled off the Legoland advertisement. No balls and 2 strikes. My kids love Lego. I think we'll be making the trip down here again at some point. We went to Disney last summer. I think Legoland might be in the works. Swing and a miss on the check swing, and Blydell gone on strikes for the 2nd time today as the first strikeout for DeMoro. And that will bring up with 2 outs the 3rd baseman Foreman. Foreman today is 1 for 2. He doubled to lead off the 4th inning and later came around and scored. He also struck out. First time he'll face DeMoro in this game. If you're just tuning in, 1 run for the Knights, an unearned run in the top of the 3rd inning. Framingham answered with 2 runs in the bottom of the 4th before Dario Coutinho left with an elbow injury. Called strike. Oh, it's a ball. Everyone in the booth thought that was a strike, but it is indeed a ball. It's a 1 ball and 1 strike. Coutinho went 3 1/3 innings. That's fouled off. Allowed 2 earned runs, 7 hits. He struck out 5. He walked 4 over 84 pitches before leaving after walking in a run, holding his elbow. And we'll have to see during the week how serious that is when we return to New Jersey. Off the mound of DeMoro. Nice play by Cruz from his knees. The throw is not going to be in time. It's going to be a single for Foreman. That's his 2nd hit. So Foreman on board, and that will bring up the catcher Iafola, who's hitting .214. He's 0 for 1 today. He struck out and he walked, and he was stranded at 3rd base. DeMoro, right-hander. That's fouled off again to our right. Going to make a quick adjustment to the audio here, and I'm sure Dave Armstrong will text me and let me know if the audio is better. Learning how to tweak things. There goes the runner. The throw by Winters is short, and sliding in safely with the stolen base is Foreman. It's a ball. They're saying it's a strike.
thought that was low. 0-2 now to Iafola, but now he has a runner in scoring position, and a single could potentially make this a 2-run lead for the Rams. That's in the air, foul. Remains 0-2. That's off the plate. According to my iPhone, it is currently 72 degrees and sunny here in Auburndale. The pitch, that's again fouled off to our right. Might as well just park somebody out over there in the space between these two fields and just have them retrieve foul balls, as we've had probably 80% of the foul balls staying in that one spot. DeMoro has thrown 15 strikes out of his 21 pitches. He's throwing well. The pitch, that's low. Two-two pitch here to Iafola. Swing and a miss! And DeMoro retires the side with a strikeout, his second of the inning, as he overpowers Iafola, and the Gothic Knights get out of trouble yet again. Bottom of the fifth inning for Framingham. No runs, one hit, one left on. We head to the sixth inning, the Gothic Knights trailing 2-1. Top of the sixth inning for the Gothic Knights. And I'm sorry to disappoint everyone, but Nelson Maldonado, through his agent, has declined our request for an interview through his media people. So we will not be interviewing Nelson today, but he is doing camera, and we appreciate that. Nelly is the only senior on this year's team, after Francisco Ramirez, who was also supposed to be back, was unable to return due to military service. And we'll try to get you at least a couple thoughts off camera here from Nelly. He looked at me, he's like, no. First pitch to Andrew Rivera, right back to the pitcher to Cato. A quick 1-3 as Rivera now starting to get frustrated at the plate. Now we'll bring up Ryan Winters, the number 5 hitter. Winters is 1 for 2. He doubled. He also struck out. He'll be followed by Juan Cruz. Gothic Knights 3 hits today. They trail 2-1. And first pitch is a strike. Swing and a miss by Winters. The Cato seems to be getting better as the game goes along. That's low. A cool 72 pitches so far by Decato. Swing and a miss. Winters strikes out for the second time today. And there's now 2 away for Juan Cruz. 73 pitches for Decato. That pitch was his 50th strike. And he still is not allowed an earned run this year for Framingham. Curveball to Cruz is a strike. Decato trying to get the Gothic Knights 1-2-3 here in the 6th. Yet again, and Cruz unhappy with that one. That's low in the dirt. 1-2. Juan Cruz, a former first-team All-County selection at St. Mary's High School, Jersey City, in both baseball and basketball. That's a ball. It's 2-2. Played in the States on the baseball team. He also was in the county all-star game in basketball. And Cruz swings and misses. Back-to-back strikeouts by Decato to end the 6th inning as the Knights go in order. No runs, no hits, and nobody left. We head to the bottom of the 6th inning in a 7-inning game, game 1 of 2 between NJCU and Framingham today here in Auburndale.
Is that Whitty? What's up? How you doing? Are you guys down here? Good stuff. Delio, looks like Delio got hurt. Yeah. Hopefully it's just a strain. Hopefully. Keep those fingers crossed. Good to see you, Ken.
Bottom of the 6th inning here. And just had a quick visit in the booth by former Gothic Knight standout in center field, Ken Whitty, now the assistant coach at Sussex County Community College up in his home county. Whitty, former standout all-conference player for the Knights. One of the better center and fielders NJCU's had. He had more than 100 hits in 2 seasons. The right fielder, Gerard, is at the plate now. 2 balls from DeMoro, who's out for his 3rd inning. Came in relief of Coutinho in the 4th, and he struck out 2 in the 5th. That's high. It's 3-0. DeMoro has not walked a batter yet. Gerard in this contest, 2 for 2, 2 singles, and a run scored. And it's ball 4. Gerard with a leadoff walk and 4 pitches. NJCU rallied from a 5-run deficit, including a 4-run deficit in the 8th yesterday with 6 runs, but they don't have the extra 2 innings to play with in today's contest, as it's a 7-inning game. The shortstop, Couillard, who is the number 9 hitter in the batting order, comes to the plate here with 1 man on first, and he shows bunt, and it's a called strike. Couillard has walked twice. He was thrown at the plate by Alex Weinstein on a 3-2-3 double play to end the 4th inning. Throw back to first. Back in safely is Gerard. We thank those of you watching today's game. We'll bring you game 2 after the conclusion of this one. There'll be about a 30-minute break in between. Gothic Night Baseball all week here on the Green and Gold Network as we travel in Central Florida. 8 games at 4 sites. That's fouled off over my head and into the concourse. And now it's 0-2 to Couillard. Ira Thor with you here on the Green and Gold Network. Nelson Maldonado helping us out with the camera, refusing our interview request. Throw back to first. Gerard again back in safely, this time a little closer. My wife will be happy to know I've got a little bit of color on this trip, but not as much as head coach Jerry Smith. The back of his neck is blazing red. Curveball is low. When I say blazing red, back of his neck is the same color as the Ramapo College Roadrunners maroon uniforms. Diving back in is Gerard. That a fair description, Nelly? And he agrees. Speaking of other teams in the NJAC, I'll tell you about a big win yesterday after this pitch from DeMoro. The wild pitch gets by Winters. Gerard's going to advance to second base. It was also ball 2. As Winters will come out to have a conversation with DeMoro. Montclair State yesterday, a team that's unranked, a team that NJCU swept the season series from last year, but apparently a very hungry Red Hawk team yesterday defeated defending national champion and number 1 ranked Marietta College down here in Florida. Big time win for the Red Hawks, who play a very difficult schedule. And strike 3 looking. 3rd strikeout by DeMoro as Couillard goes down and strikes. First time he struck out. And with 1 away, that'll bring up the second baseman, Colon, who is 2 for 3 today with 2 singles and RBI. He also struck out in the 2nd inning. But he's hitting .500 in a year based on the stats that we have. Lined, base hit through the left side of the infield. Rivera is there and gathers it, throws it quickly into Winters, and Gerard will be forced to stay at third. But a 1-out single by Colon, his 3rd single of the game. Swinging at the first pitch. And with runners on the corners, the first baseman Gill's the batter. Gill is 0 for 2 today. He also walked with the bases full. And that produced a go-ahead run in the 4th inning, and that's the difference in this contest right now as Framingham leads 2-1. 2 runs, 9 hits, 1 error for the Rams, 1 run, 3 hits, no errors for the Knights. NJCU committed 7 errors yesterday, but had a better result. And yes, a shout-out to our off-site graphic producer, Bob Lowe, watching today's game in Greensboro, North Carolina. Bob, the assistant commissioner of the Liberty League. Former SID at Greensboro College. So with the 1 away, still a very low-scoring game. This is going to draw a visit from the aforementioned head coach Jerry Smith. There is action in the bullpen. But with another game after this, you wonder, no, he's going to take DeMoro out. We are going to have a pitching change here. DeMoro was effective, but he is responsible for the 2 runners on base. And the new pitcher today for NJCU. Is that Wendell? Wendell Rodriguez, another throw day. And instead of throwing in the pen, he's going to actually see game action. He threw 18 pitches yesterday, earning his first ever save. One of the 3 top conference starters for the Knights. He and Maldonado, the 2 returning conference starters from last year's squad, both pitchers with wins over Montclair State last year. I mean, you would think Rodriguez will not throw too many pitches today, as he's the scheduled starter tomorrow against Sewanee, which we hope we're pronouncing that correctly. It's another team we've never played. Sewanee's out of Tennessee. I think they're a member of the Southern Collegiate Athletic Conference, the SCAC. So Wendell Rodriguez, number 29, making his 2nd appearance in as many days in relief. Rodriguez on the year, a 1.69 ERA, a 1-1 record. This is his 4th appearance of the year. He has that 1 save, 10.2 innings, 4 strikeouts, 5 walks. He's allowed 15 hits, but just 7 runs, and just 2 of which were earned. Most of those runs against him came in the first game of the year, and he lost to Centenary, but he's been much better since. It's in the dirt. And the ball gets by Winters and all the way to the backstop. And a pass ball by Ryan Winters. And Framingham has scored their 3rd run. It's 3-1. Pass ball. That was a ball that Winters should have blocked. Cologne advances to 2nd base on that pass ball. And currently that run is unearned. That's hit in the air. Right center. Wagner is there, makes the catch. Faking the tag was Cologne. The throw comes in to Martucci, 2 away. And we'll see how much that hurts the Knights, because they only have 1 inning now to play with. So instead of trying to make up a 1-run deficit, it's now 2 runs. It's 3-1 Framingham. And Crofton, the left fielder, is due up. And that is a ball to Crofton. That last run is attributed to DeMoro's record. It's called strike. Fouled off to our right. 2nd strike, it's 2-2. Wendell Rodriguez in relief here of DeMoro, who came in for an injured Delio Catino. Ground ball back to the pitcher's mound. Rodriguez gathers, flips it over to Weinstein at first base, and that ends the inning. That run does remain unearned, but either way, it's a costly run, as the Knights now have 2 runs to make up in the top of the 7th inning. Sixth inning for Framingham. 1 run on 1 hit, 1 left on base. We head to the 7th inning. It'll be Segan, Roman, and Wagner due up. The Gothic Knights trying to prevent their 3rd loss of the season. For those just tuning in, a reminder that this is a 7-inning game, as a non-conference game in the NCAA is typically 7 innings. The only doubleheaders that are 9 innings that NJCU will play are NJAC games and the doubleheader with St. Joe's of Maine, which will come up later this month as St. Joe's of Maine comes down for a weekend 3-game series. Those will all be 9-inning games. Those were supposed to be 7-inning games, but the 2 coaching staffs got together and decided to make them 9 innings. Segan, Roman, Wagner trying to get the Gothic Knights back in this. Last chance for NJCU. The first pitch to Segan is a called strike. Segan is 0 for 2. He's grounded into a double play. Actually, it's a 1-4-3. It wasn't a double play. It was off the pitcher's glove and ended up being thrown out by the second baseman. Pitch is low. It's 2-1. Decato trying for a complete game win here. Would be his first of the year. If this result stays, Katina will lose for the 2nd time. 3 balls and a strike to Segan. Do the Gothic Knights have another late rally in them? That's ball 4. Segan walks on 5 pitches to start us off here in the top of the 7th. And that will bring up Roman, who is 1 for 1 with a single and a hit by pitch. We have a pinch runner. And it's number 15, Pete Sennison. Thank you, Nelson. Sennison, who started yesterday's rally with a bunt single down the 3rd base line, one that was not called by the dugout. He came up with that on his own, and it paid off. So now Sennison in for Segan. Rob Roman, he'll be followed by Matt Wagner. Roman swings at the first pitch, and it's fouled off to our right. Inside, wild pitch behind Roman. Sennison alertly goes to second base. So on the wild pitch, runner in scoring position, but the Knights need 2 of those today. Roman, base hit through the right side. Sennison around third. He's going to be held up there by Jerry Smith. The throw comes in to the first baseman, and Gill will flip it back to the pitcher. Nobody out, and the Gothic Knights have a rally going here in the 7th for Matt Wagner. And the NJCU will have a pinch hitter for Wagner. And we will have a pinch hitter here for Wagner, it looks like. Looks like it'll be junior Angel Marte, 6'2", 240-pounder, the biology major out of Newark, New Jersey, from St. Mary's Elizabeth High School. He does not have a hit this season. This is his first year at NJCU. And first pitch to Marte is a ball. So far, 2 plate appearances. Not a good result for Marte. He's struck out and he's grounded into a double play. That's off the plate. Marte has a lot of power in his bat. He's someone who could give NJCU a lead with one swing. That's popped in the air to shallow right field. Coming in as the right fielder, Gerard, is going to make the catch for the first out, and it's not deep enough to score Senizin as he runs it all the way back into the infield. So Marte unable to get the job done. With one out, that will bring up Martucci, the shortstop, who is 0 for 3 today. He's scored the only run for the Knights. His average now at .414 after a 5 for 5 3-double day yesterday. A double here for the Knights could be enough to tie this. Ground ball to short, right to Couillard. To throw by Cologne cannot be dug out by Gill, so 1 run scores, but it's the second out, and NJCU is down to its final out. Sanderson comes home to make it 3-2, and now that pass ball really looming large in the last inning by Winters. So a fielder's choice. Roman is retired 6-4. That was the 4th RBI of the year for Martucci. So Mike Patterson, the last hope here for the Knights, with Martucci at first base and a called strike. And you wonder, Martucci already has a steal today. He's 6 for 6 in the year. Do the Knights with 2 outs send him? Try to get him in scoring position. It would be a gutsy call. That is a called strike, and the Gothic Knights are down to their final strike, trailing 3-2. Decato deals. There goes Martucci. The throw is not in time, and Martucci, as that's ball 1, steals second base, his second steal of the game, his 7th of the year. And a single by Patterson could tie this, an outfield single. But he's down to his last strike. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Decato against Michael Patterson, the junior from Piscataway. Inside corner, strike 3 looking. Patterson goes down, and the Gothic Knights lose. Michael Martucci is stranded at second base, and NJCU suffers just its 3rd loss of the season, its 2nd on this trip. And in the 7th inning for the Knights, 1 run on 1 hit and 1 left on base. And Framingham State entered at 1-5. They've played a lot of close games. This one, the closest of the lot. And NJCU falls today by a score of 3-2. 3 runs, 9 hits, 1 error for the Rams, 2 runs, 4 hits, and no errors for the Knights. A 3-2 decision as NJCU falls in Game 1 today by a score of 3-2. Take a look at the final stats before we sign off, and we'll be back on in about 25 minutes for Game 2. But for the Knights, only 4 hits in this one after 18 in yesterday's victory. Pitching-wise, Delio Coutinho takes the loss. And hopefully it's just a loss in the win-loss column and not overall, because he did leave the game with an injury after 3 1/3 innings. He allowed 2 earned runs, 7 hits, struck out 5, but he walked 4 over 84 pitches. Kevin DeMoro, 2 innings. He allowed 1 unearned run and 2 hits. He struck out 3 and he walked 1 over 33 pitches. Wendell Rodriguez, in 2/3 of an inning of relief, 8 pitches, and retired both batters he faced. Decato was the winner for the Rams. He's now 1-1, 7 innings, 1 earned run, allowed 2 overall, 4 hits, 7 strikeouts, 1 walk. He threw 94 pitches to get the victory today for the Rams. Offensively for the Knights, Roman was 2 for 2 for the Knights. Weinstein 1 for 2 with an RBI, sacrifice fly. He also had a double. Martucci, 1 run and 1 RBI. Ryan Winters had the other hit for NJCU, but he also had a costly pass ball. Offensively for the Rams, a 3 for 4 effort for the second baseman, Colon, who also had 4 assists defensively. Foreman was 2 for 3 with a run scored and a double, and Gerard scored twice. He was 2 for 2. Colliard with 2 walks. Crofton and Roberge each with a single. I take it back, Crofton had a double for the Rams, but each player had 1 hit. And that is our final score today in Game 1. Framingham 3 runs, 9 hits, 1 error. NJCU 2 runs, 4 hits, and no errors. And Framingham wins Game 1 by a score of 3-2. We'll be signing off momentarily with the broadcast, but we're going to keep the camera action live, and we'll rejoin you. This way you can see when the teams are ready to take the field for Game 2. The headset will be off, so there will be no audio, and we will be back with you at approximately 11:30 as we get you set for Game 2. Framingham wins Game 1, 3-2. You're watching Gothic Knight Baseball here on the Green and Gold Network.
And we're back here for the beginning of game number 2. We'll give you the lineup which we just received. And that's the reason for the delay in coming back on the air here. Yeah, I got to punch in the Gothic Knight lineup too. These doubleheaders start very quickly. Pedro Garcia is the pitcher in game number 2 for the Knights. Kyle Clank behind the plate with John Applegren, the umpire in the field. Ryan Winters catching again. Swing and a miss. And applying the tag is Winters. And Gothic Knights start with a strikeout. We'll have the lineup just in a moment, so punching it in here for the live stats. And there we go. So the live stats are now up, folks, if you're watching at home. And it'll be Pedro Garcia today for the Gothic Knights. He's getting the start for the Knights, his first start of the season. And he's now facing the first baseman, Gill. For Framingham in game number 2, Ivan Colon with Gill at first base I should say, Crofton again in left, Roberge in the designated hitter cleanup role. Same lineup as game number 1. Foreman is the third baseman batting 5th, that's fouled off to our right. The center fielder again is Blywell with Gerard in right. One change is the new catcher is number 24, Paul Everett, a junior out of Franklin, Massachusetts. Couillard again at short. And Rob McLaughlin is the pitcher today for Framingham in game 2. Meanwhile, for the Gothic Knights, it'll be Rob Roman, followed by Mike Patterson, Michael Martucci, and Alex Weinstein. Ryan Winters catches and bats 5th, followed by Andrew Rivera. That's a ball. Orlando Bolano will get the start today in right field. He'll bat 7th. Pete Sanderson is the designated hitter. It's a 3-2 count. And Brian Bastillo at 3rd, and he bats 9th with Pedro Garcia. Petey pitching today for NJCU in game number 2. Swing and a miss, Garcia. Back-to-back strikeout swing to start us off here, and that'll bring up the left fielder Crofton, who's now hitting .368 on the year. First pitch hit in the air, straight away, center field. Mike Patterson is blocking the sun with his glove and makes the catch. And the inning comes to an end. 1-2-3 for Pedro Garcia. And we'll have the Gothic Knights line up again in a moment. And the defensive alignment here for the Rams, who won game 1 3-2. Definitely need a scoreboard person. Does it hurt? It's hurt a lot? Chris Blywell. Yes. Everett. If you can't lift your arm, we'll get somebody else, or McLaughlin. Ivan Clone. How come? Back here for the bottom of the first inning, and the Gothic Knights, the home team in Game 2, will be facing Rob McLaughlin. McLaughlin is a right-handed thrower. He hits lefty, a senior from Plymouth, Massachusetts, 5'8", 170 pounds. And first pitch to Rob Roman is ball 1. Roman went 2 for 2 as he swings through that one in game number 1. He had 2 of NJCU's 4 hits. McLaughlin, this is his first start of the year, his second appearance, has a 5.4 ERA. That's hit in the air, left center, coming over and shielding his eyes from the sun is the center fielder Blyvell, and Blydell makes the catch for the first out. This is what happens when I try to quickly copy the lineup card from coaches with handwriting that's similar to mine. You miss a letter. And the first pitch to Patterson is fouled away. Patterson, who struck out looking to end game number 1, pops it into shallow center field. That's going to fall for a base hit. So Patterson with a single. He's on with 1 out. That single would have been timely had it come in the 7th inning, his last at bat, about 30 minutes ago, as NJCU stranded Martucci at second base as the potential tying run to end the game. So with 1 away, that'll bring up the shortstop Martucci. His average now at 400 on the year. He reached on the fielder's choice as Framingham tried to end last game with a double play, and then he stole second before being stranded there to end the game. Chopped foul off towards the third base side. And there's 2 strikes. We originally were going to have Delio Coutinho do camera for us in game 2, but with the elbow injury or arm injury, as that's lined right at the shortstop Couillard, we're going to have a double play at first base as Patterson, on contact, went halfway and he was thrown out trying to get back to first base, and he was caught in no man's land and had really no opportunity to get back to the bag. That ends the inning as Martucci lines into a 6-3 double play, and the inning is over. First inning for the Knights. No runs, 1 hit, nobody left on base. 1 inning gone by here in game 2. No score between the Rams and the Gothic Knights. Top of the second inning, it'll be the 4, 5, and 6 hitters, Roberge, Foreman, and Blydell here for the Rams in inning number 2. After today's game, the Knights will have 1 more tomorrow at 1 o'clock
back here in Auburndale on the main field against Sewanee. Roberge, 1 hit, 1 for 3 in game 1. That's chopped foul. The tripod for the camera is a little off here, so I'm going to try to adjust it. I see what's wrong, so I'm going to take the headset off for just a moment to protect the equipment. I'll be right back. We'll be back after Roberge gets to first base. He singles up the middle. His second hit of the day. And I will be right back.
Alright fans, we're back here on the air. It's amazing what you can do with athletic training tape. 3 balls and 1 strike to Gerard after the single to left field by Blydell. He advances to second on a throw. Roberge goes to third. Runners in scoring position, 1 out here in the top of the second inning. And that's ball 4. And Gerard walks and the bases are full. And that will bring up the catcher Everett. Paul Everett, a junior right-handed hitter, 6'3", 180 pounds, out of Franklin, Massachusetts. He's the one changed to the lineup for game number 2, hitting 200 coming in. Reason we were off the tripod, which has taken a whole heck of a lot of abuse on this trip and during basketball season. That's fouled away. Finally has had enough. One of the legs decided he wanted to fall off. Would not reattach. So we have just found an inventive use for athletic training tape, and that thing is welded on with tape. If athletic training tape could hold an ankle on, it could hold a tripod leg on. That's off the plate. 1-1 by Garcia, making his first start of the year. Looks like that was a strike, and Garcia is not getting the calls right now. Ground ball towards second, not hit very fast. Roman's flip gets by Martucci. The initial run comes home. A second run follows as Roberge and Blydell both score. Gerard is safe on the E4. And Everett reaches on the fielder's choice. For a fielder's choice and RBI for Everett to bring home the first run. Gerard reaches on the E4 throwing error. Blydell scores on the error. And Roberge scores. And it's 2-0 Framingham here in the top of the second inning. Still just 1 away for Colliard. I'm told it's pronounced Couliard. And he fouls it off. Garcia coming in had not allowed an earned run this year. In his only other appearance, he went 2 innings, allowed 1 hit, 3 strikeouts, no walks. Opponents were hitting just 143 against him. That's inside. That's popped foul. It's going to be off into the Gotham Knight bullpen for the second strike. As we adjust the graphic on screen there, that's ball 3. And it's a full count by Pedro Garcia against Couliard. He's hitting 143 on the season. Garcia steps off. Couliard looking for his first hit of the day. That's not going to get it done. It's popped up. Foul territory. Alex Weinstein calls everyone off. He makes the catch for the second out. And now officially that run by Blydell is unearned, as the inning should have come to a close. So 2 away.
Everett at first, Gerard at second. That'll bring up the leadoff hitter, Ivan Colon, who struck out swinging in the first inning to lead off the game. Colon now hitting .500 on the year, was 3 for 4 with an RBI. He had 4 assists and a putout defensively in that first game. First pitch by Garcia is a strike. NJCU now 4-3 in the year, 4-2 in this trip. It's the first time they've lost a game this year when they were the visiting team on a scoreboard. Check swing, he went around. And it's 0-2. Garcia trying to get out of this inning, which is 1 earned run against. Knights trailing 2-0 here in the top of the second inning. Another 7-inning affair here in Auburndale, Florida, Lake Myrtle Park, field number 3, Legoland Park. Chopped foul to my left. And it's 0-2 remaining, with 2 runners on and 2 runs home. Ira Thor with you here on the Green and Gold Network as we bring you the entire spring trip for the Gothic Knights live. And you can also follow the live stats at NJCUGothicKnights.com. 0-2 pitch by Garcia. Check swing. He went around. That's strike 3. Colon clearly unhappy with that, but that's the second time he's gone down on strikes today. 3rd strikeout for Garcia. And he's able to prevent further damage. In the second inning for the Rams, 2 runs on 2 hits, 1 costly error, and 2 left on. Head to the bottom of the second inning for the Gothic Knights. Due up will be Weinstein, Winters, and Rivera, the 4, 5, and 6 hitters. Bottom of the second inning here for Alex Weinstein, who will lead off for the Knights. And first pitch hit in the air to left field. Backing up, still backing up. Now on the track, making the catch is Crofton for the first out. Alex Weinstein was bidding for his 2nd home run in as many days. So a long fly out for Weinstein. That'll bring up Winters, who struck out twice in the last game. He also had the pass ball that allowed the decisive run to come home and made it 3-1. The Knights with 1 run home in the top of the 7th in game 1 would initially have tied it had it not been for the pass ball. The starting pitcher's name is officially pronounced McLaughlin. There's no F in it, but that's that Bostonian pronunciation. And a 1-1 count now to Winters. McLaughlin's first start of the season. Inside corner. And it's 1-2 to Winters, now hitting .556 in the year. He did have a hit to go with the 2 strikeouts in the first game. And that's hit to the right center field gap, but coming over and plenty of time to make the catch is Matt Gerard. Winters hit it high and not far enough, as it gave the right fielder plenty of time to get a jump on that one. And he was already playing towards the gap anyway after Winters had hit his last single there in the first game. And the first pitch now to Rivera is fouled off towards the third base side. Going to take a look is Justin Foreman, but the third baseman doesn't have a play. It's into the bleacher area between field 3 and 4 here. Curveball is a little high. Rivera lays off. 1 ball and 1 strike. Bottom of the second inning, 2 gone. Rivera is the number 6 hitter in today's game. And that nips the outside corner. 1-2 to Rivera, whose average is now down to 250. You expect him to be somewhere in the 300s as the season progresses. Top returning hitter on the team. It's low. 2-2. Rivera, one of 4 captains this year, along with Nelson Maldonado, our videographer today. Brian Bastillo, who's playing third base, and our second baseman, Rob Roman. Rivera dangerously taking that pitch. It was just high on the curve. Probably about 6 inches high from my vantage point, and it's 3-2. The pitch to Rivera. That's hit in the air. Deep center field. Going back. Still going back is Blydell, and he makes the catch just before the track, as Rivera gave that ball a ride, but not far enough. Second long fly out by the Knights this inning, and all 3 flyouts, accounting for the outs in this inning. Left, center, and right, each outfielder making a put out for the Rams. So the Gothic Knights go in order again. No runs, no hits, nobody left on. We head to the top of the third inning here in Game 2 in Auburndale. It's 2-0 Framingham State. We head to the top of the third. It'll be the 2, 3, and 4 hitters for the Rams. Gil, Crofton, and Roberge. Gil struck out swinging in the first inning. That's a called strike. Garcia now has 3 strikeouts today, and 6 in 4 innings so far this season. That's in the air to right field. Bolano underneath it, and he'll make the catch. Bolano was the winning pitcher in relief yesterday in his first outing as a Gothic Knight on the mound. He's been the starting right fielder a few times this year. And he was magnificent coming in relief of Nelson. And Crofton will be due up now, hitting 350. He flew out to center, and he takes a strike. That's all you can really ask from your relievers. Your starters, some days will go the distance, some days they won't. When they don't, you want your relievers to come in and get the job done. That's what he did. Ground ball to third. Bastillo on his knees, fields it, and gets up and throws him out. Crofton gone for the second out. So a 5-3 put out by Brian Bastillo, who did not play in Game 1 and has been inactive in the last few games. And I'll bring up Roberge, the designated hitter, who singled and scored the first run, the only earned run today. And that came in the second inning. Pitch by Garcia is a called ball. That's chopped foul of third base. 1-1. That is high. Bastillo did not play on Tuesday against Leslie and did not play against Mount St. Mary yesterday, so he had missed 3 games. Swing and a miss. Yeah, it's 2-2. He missed 3 games after starting the first 3 of the year and then coming in as a pinch hitter against Rhode Island. This is his first start since the game against McDaniel. Ground ball again to the aforementioned Bastillo. How appropriate. Throw to first in time. And the inning comes to a close. So a pair of putouts by the defensive star for the Knights at third. Bastillo, perhaps the best defensive player in the infield for NJCU. And Framingham goes in order. No runs, no hits, and nobody left. We head to the bottom of the third inning. It'll be the 7, 8, and 9 hitters, Bolano, Senezin, and Bastillo.